Hello guys, I hope you're well. Skywalker here. Today we are going to do something a little bit different. Imagine that you need to change your setup hardware for FSX and you have crossed your mind an idea that what is the minimum hardware to work with a playable FSX. I dig further for you and I will show you how. Stay with me in this video to talk a little bit of FSX. Okay, so first I will put the plane on the air. I will put this bird on the air, and after that we are going to talk a little bit when we are en route. Okay, see you guys. Okay guys, so today we are going to make a small leg and very small, and en route we are going to talk a little bit. I will talk with you as I'm making this leg because it's very small. Just let me put here the destination, and then to be more simple, it's not here, sorry, it's here. Okay, so we are going from GPA to Cumbernauld. It's Echo Golf Papa Golf Cumbernauld. Okay, it's only 20 nautical miles at a heading of 277 degrees. 277 degrees, 277 degrees. I will put here 277 degrees. Heading select side 277 degrees, 277 degrees, 270 and 270 degrees. Okay, that's very good. So let's take this bird from the airborne, and then we are going to talk a little bit. Okay, I think I'll put it in begin. And stop lights. Okay, let's go. So what you are seeing here, it's a new setup. And beginning, first things first, let me apologize and sorry for the delay, but I'm testing new hardware to work with my FSX, and so you understand, so that's why I have the delay. Today I will talk about an issue that I know that it's very complicated, because many people have many opinions different of the FSX configuration, FSX working, FSX hardware. It's a polemic issue, as you know. But first of all, I want to say to you that this I make its videos. These videos I make is only for your entertainment. I don't earn money or kind of things with this. It's only because I like it to share. I do this in my hobby times, and so I also have 10 for 11 years of flying with FSX, and some things that I learned with the time and I tested for me, not people that say, but I tested for me. I feel that I can share with you, because when you are going to make an approach to buy a setup, what hardware you must buy, or the FSX is a different kind of application, as I will talk with you further in the flight. So for that, I want that you understand this is not the solution for everything, but it can give you a tip or a trick how it works. And FSX is very complicated application, and in the end of the day probably it worth nothing what I will tell you today, but I hope that you can have some conclusions from this that I will tell you. Okay, so let me put this bird on the air, and then we are going to talk a little bit about that. Okay, today it's not necessary to make the run up. Okay, and so let's go, because we don't have plenty time. We need to make the things before night. It's very close to night now, and we need to hurry up because it's close, but I don't want to land at night, because I think the other aerodrome doesn't have landing lights in the runway. It's not illuminated. Bye-bye, Edinburgh. Let's go. Let's go on. Sorry. That's okay. So here we are. Make manually because it's very close. Take care of the sound a little bit so you can hear me now. Okay, so let's go. So as I said, FSX is a different application. It's not the game as you know it today. FSX, it's an old application that doesn't have any development in the past years. It's still the 32-bit application, and that's why it needs plenty, and I said plenty, it's plenty of speed processor and processor. Okay, so the first thing you need to work with FSX in full, as you see here, with good frame rates, it's a good processor. A good processor, I mean, from 3.0 GHz to whatever you want. That's the minimum, and that's the first part of our setup. The next one, it's very important too. It's today, you know, you use DirectX 10, full DirectX 10. What makes DirectX 10 full from FSX? It comes with Service Pack 2. It's the possibility to take some of the workload graphical, for example, the 3D, the raining of the trees, the raining of the water, the raining of the clouds. It takes from the workload of the processor and it puts in the graphical card. So you need also a good graphical card. With this in mind, I need to choose a good setup that is not very expensive. So I dig, I search a little bit, a little things, and I cross with a new processor that came from last year from Intel, that is the G3258. It's unlocked processor. The the first steps of Intel in Unlocked, because normally will be AMD that make processor Unlocked, but they make an Unlocked processor that starts with a speed of 3.2 GHz, and it can be overclocked because it's made it to be overclocked by factory. It can be overclocked for until 4.5 GHz. So this is the first part of our setup, and this have the modical price of for $75 to $79. The second part is the graphical card. I have searched the graphical cards. As I said, we need a good graphical card because we need to take some of the workload. And attention, because we are talking about a machine that you can run decently the FSX. And when I said this decently, I said that you can use, like you see here, accurate models like H2A. That's models that have a big impact in the frame rate of the simulator, because this airplane simulates everything. This add-on simulates every each button, every each sound. Then I have put it to have more impact in the frame rate. I have put it the GTN 750. That's a GPS that have a database of 2 GB to get more impact, and I have put it also the real weather with 2 layers of clouds, so you can have more impact. And as normally I use the Orbex scenarios with the water effects, as you see, the waves, the reflections in the water, the difference of colors in the water, and some things that I tweak for me. There are some textures that is me that have changed it to work, and I like it to work with that in FSX. So I have, as I said, that is a decently and smoothly experience in Flight Simulator. If you don't have this experience, I think it don't bother to flight FSX, because FSX is a simulator. The worst thing that I can see is when I'm approaching a runway and the final with 3 greens, and then what happens? We have a lag. That irritates me. It's very annoying. That's why I'm talking about a decently experience in FSX, okay? But what you see here, I have another problem that you probably don't have. I need to record the video, and for recording the video I need to use some kind of software that will capture the frames from the monitor in the same machine to convert it to a file, okay? So I make the video, and that have impact also in the frame rates of the simulator. You need a good CPU, and as you can see, I'm recording at the same time and I still have the frame rate, okay? So if you are using this setup, you don't have problems, because probably you will not going to recording videos to put in YouTube. And when I say recording, I'm recording, as you know, in HD, for you get all the maximum quality in the videos. So as I was saying, the graphical card I digging, and I choose a non-expensive also graphical card. I have see that there are a good graphical card, a GeForce. It's overclocked, and also from factory with a cooler, and it works. I think it's a speed of 1000 something megahertz with 2 GB of DDR3. It's a very good graphical card. It makes some some things like the FSX and the 3D. It's very well prepared. So that's the graphical card I choose to work with this setup. And then I have put MSC boards because MSC it's very simple. The board there are some kind of boards that are not expensive. The boards, the motherboard nowadays is not very expensive, but it's a good LGA motherboard that is very easy because it's very simple in the BIOS to overclock. It's very good to make overclocking. So with this setup, you join a case, you put a simple disk SATA 3 hard disk drive, and you put some memory. Here you see only 4 gigabytes because I have a problem with another DIMM of memory. This is working in Windows 7 at 64 bits, and you have the machine for FSX for $300. So it's not a very expensive machine, and you can have it working like with all the add-ons that you like. So it's not so complicated to make a machine. It's a matter of choosing because FSX it's a different kind of software, so you need some specialities because you have to running very many objects at the same time. You have to make many the reflections, the shadows, very calculations, the wind, and we have all the analogs you see here from the airplane. Everything must be simulated. So there are many things that pass from the CPU. So that's why FSX it's a very CPU hunger. Okay. What I mean, what I want with this video is to share with you, because there are some people that are searching machines to work only with FSX, and I want to share with you because I think it's important if you see something that works. This now you see here it's overclocked because I bought the box version of the Intel. It's overclocked only for 4.0 gigahertz. It's working well. It's working with the cooler that comes from factory overclocked, but I see in the net, and you can see also in some videos or in the net, that it's possible to overclock. Here is the runway. It's possible to overclock the CPU until to 4.5 gigahertz. I tested at 4.1. I do it, but I don't want to risk many, so I have put it in 4.0. It works very well. It keeps all the temperature in 50 degrees, 45, 50 degrees. It's very well, and but it's possible with a decent cooling to make overclocking to 4.5 gigahertz without no problem, and then you get more frame rate from the processor. Okay, so guys, I hope you understand some things about that I have experienced and tested with the FSX. There are many things that we are learning every day. Every person who say I know everything about FSX, it's not true. Every day we are learning new things, and I think it's it. Okay, so I will make the final approach now. I will turn to the runway, and because we have a small wind today of 50 degrees, so we are going to land in, I think it's 0 weight. Okay, let me make I've passed the aerodrome. Let's make the turn now to the runway. If I can see the runway, because it's getting dark and it's very difficult to see this runway. And as I see the runway, I want to make a descent at the same time as I turn in. I can put a little bit of drag now, with as I do when I was newbie in FSX with our flaps. But as you can see, you have I don't know if you will see completely in the video, because I think the video it's not the same frame rate that I have when I'm recording, but I think even the video make some lag, but I have an idea. It's tested, it's working, it's good. I have very dense scenario. It's only for test. You can see I have the houses, I have the trees. It's very dense, and it's work at the same. So I wanted a machine only for FSX, and I made it. So why, if you have the money to buy an expensive machine, good, buy an expensive machine. It's good, you have a better machine. But if you don't have it, I have to change it, because I have an early Core i7, as I said in the other videos, and it's funny because Core i7 it's 4 cores that I have, and when I make the recording with more cores, definitely it don't eat some frame rate, because the other cores will in charge from the recording. But this is I forgot to say, this is a core 2 core only processor, but it makes the job very well. And I need to change, because it's a portable machine, it's not a desktop, and I have to change it. I want to change it to a machine only for FSX, that is a tower machine, because with that I can make more cooling and things like that. So let's
500.
Okay, let's go today's. Okay, forget the landing light, so it's not a problem. Middle mark. Okay, very high and very fast too. You can do some speeds quickly with this airplane, not a problem. Let's align with the runway. Okay, as I said, now we are on the pad. More flap. I will. But today it's not definitely. It's very windy. Okay. That's not a problem. Okay. It's good to you to see also the frame rate. Okay. It's very windy today. It's not a good landing, but today I'm very just flying for fun to show you the frame rate. Is only a test, but I can put. I think I can put. No, yes, parking. I'll put no. Okay, I can put. That's where I think it's. Yes. It's very close, it's not necessary, but okay. It's you to see the frame rate also with also the GSX, but GSX is not a very frame rate killer, but you can see it works also. And it's very funny because you will see in the end that it's not a good parking, but okay, that's not a problem. Okay, I see it too late. Okay, yes. Okay, so get this off. As I say, today is only for fun. I'm not even following my normally checklist procedures. And I don't change the fuel selector also. Oh my god, that's no problem. Okay, let's off, master selection off. Okay, magnetos off. Parking brake is set and master set, and you can take this off. Okay guys, so as I said, you park it too far. As I said, it's it. In the end of the video you can see the full specs of the hardware, and or not, I will put in the description of the video the full specs of the hardware, and welcome to Cumbernauld. Welcome, and thank you for watching my videos. As I said to you, this is only for fun. It's not for making monies or something like that. I know there are some guys that make this for money. I don't care, because I think if the person make the things and spend his time, it's fair enough to get his money. But for me it's only for fun. This is a hobby, and I want to share the maximum I learn with you. So you have some questions about this setup, if you have some questions about FSX that I can answer you, don't feel free to leave your comments in YouTube, or you can also join us and talk with us in our channel with Flight Simulator X, Flight Simulator 2040, and Plan Spotting. It's the name of the group in the Facebook. So until the next leg of our rounds to Scotland, we are very close to end the round of Scotland to change to another country. That's a surprise also. And that's it guys. Thank you thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for your patience. Bye bye, see you.